Good afternoon and welcome to Witter Rugby Field in beautiful Berkeley, California. I'm your host, Keegan Engelbrecht, bringing you all the action in today's home match between the California Golden Bears and the Grand Canyon University Lopes. The Bears are looking to build upon a strong start to their 2023 15s campaign, coming off of demonstrative performances at the Dennis Storer Classic in LA, followed by a victory for their home opener against Santa Clara before traveling south to Santa Barbara last weekend, where 11 different Bears tallied 17 tries in Goleta. Meanwhile, the Lopes visit Strawberry Canyon after a win against UCLA a fortnight ago in Phoenix. The 15th ranked Lopes will be looking to build upon that early success today as they take on a strong Bears side in Berkeley. Referee Steve Finneroli will give us the whistle to go ahead here momentarily as both sides take the field. Bears defending the west try zone in this first half. With co-captain Max Schumacher getting us started here for the Bears to kick things off. Short restart here gathered by the Bears, tackled into touch by the Lopes for a Grand Canyon lineout to get things started. Hooker Reese Prefontaine for the Lopes for the throw-in. Bears do well to steal the line out here. Caleb Thomasine takes the ball in for the Bears, looking to start an attack for Cal just over halfway. Thomasine to Salter. Salter into his inside center, Rand Santos, who gets through. Offloads to his center partner, Will Shanklin. Bears continuing to look to work the short side with Thomasine. Tackled well by Grand Canyon. Thomasine to his prop, Mike Puckett. And it looks to be an early penalty, infringement by the Lopes. We'll see what Cal opts to do. Maybe the opportunity to kick for 3 points. And it's looking like that's their preferred option with co-captain Max Schumacher going to request the tee. Actually, no, it looks like they're actually shaping for a lineout. Windy and rainy today in Berkeley. We'll see what kind of style of play that presents for the Bears. Oftentimes in these conditions, the resulting game plan is to keep things tight, although the Bears will look to play an expansive style of rugby this afternoon. Hooker Matt Vranish with the throw-in for Cal. Brought down neatly for a rolling maul. 2 meters off the try line for the Bears here in the early moments of the first half. Looks to be potentially a knock-on by the Bears. Grand Canyon will have a scrum put in here and look to exit their territory. 4 changes for the Bears from last week's contest against Santa Barbara. Emilio Shea, Matt Vranish, and Mike Puckett in the front row. Matt Dodd and Tom Dixon, Dodds being one of the changes from last week in the second row. And then Luke Freeman, Nate Zylstra, today's captain, and Alex Aguero making up the back row for today's scrum. The halfback pairing of Caleb Thomasine and Nate Salter featuring for the Bears. Center partners Rand Santos and Will Shanklin, with Max Clark, Alex Brundage, and Max Schumacher making up the deep three. Good push from the Bears. Grand Canyon does well to maintain possession. Scrum half Tucker Trickey with the clearance kick, gathered up neatly by Max. Looking for some work down here, the left touch line. Offloads to his wing, Max Clark with a hard left step Thomasine into his forward pack by way of Tom Dixon. Thomasine to Salter now. Out the back to Rand Santos. Their space out wide for the Bears. If they can convert, they do so neatly. Looks to be over the try line. We'll wait for the signal from referee Finaroli. We do get it with a very well-worked try from the Bears here in the first half down the right touchline. That looked to be senior Michael Puckett, the front rower for the Bears, finding himself on the touchline, looking to convert a very well-orchestrated try from the Bears, neatly through the hands there for today's first try. Rain continuing to pour here in Berkeley as Max Schumacher looks to add the extras from a difficult kick on the right side touchline. The preferred touchline for a left footer, adds Schumacher. Schumacher likes it. And it's over from the touchline for the Bears, adding 2 more to bring our score this afternoon. 7-0 Bears with nearly 6 minutes gone. Grand Canyon brings a young squad to Berkeley this afternoon with Jesse Emerson, Reese Prefontaine, Isaac Browning making up the front row. Locks Caleb Price and Dane Needham. Then Kenny Passion, Jared Tavares, and Lachlan Jackson making up the back row. As fly half Ethan Van Tonder gets things underway for Grand Canyon with a deep kick. And an excellent clearance kick from co-captain Schumacher to clear his lines. Grand Canyon looking to go quickly. Finds Van Tonder. He puts a ball down to the right side. That lands just into touch. Very educated kick there from Van Tonder. The back line for the Lopes, Tucker Tricky and Ethan Van Tonder are the halfback pairing. Jackson Gray and Lotu Pulu make up the thing on execution in today's match. And then being hyper efficient at the breakdown, looking to use the entire field and the breadth of options available to them, but that begins and ends with efficiency at the breakdown as Grand Canyon gets us restarted here from the lineout. Grand Canyon does well to bring the lineout down, looking to establish a maul. Really good shape from Grand Canyon as they make some meters towards the Cal try line. Advantage as well being offered here from referee Finaroli. A break off down the left side. We'll see what Finaroli signals here. And it is a try to the Lopes in the 15th minute of this contest. We'll get a number there. It looks to be one of the Grand Canyon front rowers. Perhaps Isaac Browning, this senior from Port Orchard, Washington. Good run of play from Grand Canyon. An educated boot from Van Tonder down the left-hand side to put the Bears under pressure, earning themselves a line out and able to convert very well from a rolling maul. Van Tonder will add the extras here. Will look to add the extras and potentially bringing them within 1 try of the Bears just after a quarter hour gone this afternoon. Two more for the Lopes from the right boot of Van Tonder, bringing today's score 14-7 in favor of the Bears, as Max Schumacher will get us restarted. Schumacher opting for a deeper kick this time, just beyond the 22. Trouble for Grand Canyon here as they failed to collect the restart. And now the Bears will go to work via their forward pack with some pick and jams around the ruck. Thomasine into his hooker Vranish. Thomasine now to Salter. Some movement in the midfield, opts to take it in himself. Thomasine bringing the ball back the short side, although fumbles it in contact for what looks to be a penalty infringement by the Bears. Grand Canyon doing really well there to withstand the onslaught from Cal, earning themselves a penalty and the opportunity to clear their lines. Van Tonder will miss touch for a second time, although difficulty gathering the ball by Alex Brundage, resulting in another knock-on by the Bears. Here now a scrum for the Lopes on the left-hand side, right at center field. This being the third game for the Bears after the Dennis Storer Classic in Los Angeles, which traditionally kicks off their 15s campaign. A number of Bears today would have featured prominently in their sevens contest during that campaign from the fall, as Tucker Trickey from Grand Canyon feeds the ball to his back line via Van Tonder. Ball failing to find hands, but gathered up, and then resulting knock-on from Luke Neely in the contest. Anticipate a number of scrums and handling errors today given the weather. The team that manages these conditions best will likely prevail. An opportunity for both sides to tighten up their run of play. Likely working to establish an ascendancy with their forward pack before moving the ball out to the backs. Scrum center now for the Bears. Options left and right for Cal. Right on the 10-meter attacking.
Go, boys, big push.
Thomasine with the put in. Although Aguero gathered up at the base of the scrum. Finaroli blowing it up again, looking for a knock on, it seems. And another scrum down for Cal. Eager scrummaging from the Lopes this afternoon. Very much in line with Coach Sean O'Leary's comments earlier today. Great to see Coach O'Leary in Strawberry Canyon. Again, heavily involved with the USA age grade teams. A number of Bears would have come through those ranks and would have been around Sean, including myself. As the Bears look to work the short side from scrum center, Rand Santos getting in behind the defense, although turning it over in contact, gathered well by Kenny Passion for Grand Canyon, although he himself turning it over. Again, likely a function of this afternoon's rain. Wet and slippery conditions today in Berkeley, as Thomasine gets us moving left, and Shanklin finds some space down the left side. Thomasine into his forward pack via Tom Dixon. Thomasine with a wide ball to Luke Freeman, who wants to move the ball behind, as Salter looks to find some ground with his right boot, but gathered up by Grand Canyon and a clearance kick from their fullback, Luke Neely. Both teams doing their best, but struggling to hold on to the ball. Such is the case with today's conditions. Yet another rainstorm in the Bay Area this afternoon as Cal gets things started with a line out. Salter into his midfield via Aguero, again fumbled on at halfway. Gathered up by Isaac Browning for the Lopes. Well resourced at the ruck. Van Tonder looking to find some space from his right foot. putting a menacing ball behind Cal as Schumacher struggles to gather it up. Ball rolling into touch, which will ultimately result in what looks like a line out for Grand Canyon. Correction, a knock on by the Bears, therefore another resulting scrum for the Lopes. Again, the scrums for Grand Canyon being a point of focus for them this afternoon. With today's conditions, a lot of opportunity to do so, I'm sure. As Tricky gets things started, finds his fly half. Van Tonder putting a neat ball behind the Cal defense, struggling to gather it up, although dotted down in their own try line by Captain Nate Zylstra. Van Tonder doing well to put a lot of pressure on the Bears there. Not a bad tactic given the conditions. Looks like Cal may be finding some space at the 22, but instead returning the ball to Max Schumacher to get things started for a deep kick, finding some ground down the left side. Luke Neely will gather the ball for the Lopes and look to clear his lines, failing to find touch as Alex Aguero fields the ball, beating his first defender and the second, gobbled up by the third, as Cal is about 10 meters outside of the 22. Bears keeping things tight with their forward pack. Thomasine probing the line with a hard run, bumping his first tackler to work just over halfway. Ball fumbled in the contest, but backwards, says referee Finaroli, with Tom Dixon in a hard charge at the 10-meter line. Thomasine again looking to move it down the left-hand side, finds some gap. Tackled by Van Tonder at the 22, fumbled in the tackle. Cal recovers. Thomasine again, this time opting for his fly half salter. Looking to move the ball through Rand Santos, does so. Alex Brungers down the right touch line, beating his first defender. Cal putting together a few phases now, as scrum half Thomasine opts to slow things down and put his forwards to work. Another pick and jam by the Cal forward pack. Alex Aguero looking to get in on the action, support his front rower Emilio Shea. Thomasine now releasing his back line via Salter. Into a midfield collision, Rand Santos. Zylstra again with a pick and jam. Cal stringing some phases together here. They need to keep their patience and their focus to hold on to a slippery, wet ball. Of course, as I say that, fumbled in the tackle for yet another knock on. Grand Canyon doing well to survive that attack by the Bears, ultimately turning it over. And Grand Canyon will hope to clear their lines from another Van Tonder kick. The senior Tucker Tricky with the put in. Turnover by Cal at the scrum, a tight head. Thomasine will move the ball to Salter, who probes the line. Cal again using their forward pack to try and find pay dirt. They look to be over the line. We'll see what the signal is from the referee. Held up, it seems. Very well done by Grand Canyon. Held up in the tackle. For what should be a 5-meter dropout. As fly half Van Tonder surveys his options. Looking to kick it deep to clear his own zone and does so. Cal letting the ball bounce. Slippery ball, slippery pitch. Finds its way beyond halfway, although Schumacher picks it up, looking to find the right touch line, gathered by Van Tonder, who will return. Ball falling backwards off of Schumacher's chest. He looking for a bit of space in the left corner, finds it. And fullback Luke Neely will return with a kick of his own. Salter with some good footwork. Looked to be a high tackle from Grand Canyon. Referee Finaroli decides otherwise. Thomasine into his forwards. Another ball on the ground, but gathered up by Shea. Freeman now. Another good tackle from Grand Canyon as Dixon looks to find some space. Salter now into his inside center, Ran Santos, finding the gain line. Thomasine opting to reverse the attack. Options both sides now. Opting for the left. Tom Dixon with a good carry in. Strong tackle from Grand Canyon. Shea now picking, continuing to work the left side. It does Thomasine. Blown up by referee Finaroli here. Looks to be signaling offsides. We'll see where Cal opts to do with this penalty. About 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Salter shaping to find touch. As Cal will go for yet another line out. Matt Vranish with the throw in. Good ball off the top for Cal. Collapsed immediately. Bears continuing to work their forward pack around. It looks like they got through from front rower Mike Puckett, I believe, with his try. The fourth for the Bears today, just before halftime, making it 26-7 Cal. A pair of tries from the senior from Brentwood, California, the De La Salle grad. As Schumacher looks to maintain his perfect record this afternoon. 3 from 3 so far today. Another difficult kick on the left-hand side, difficult for a left-footed striker. Perhaps an opportunity for Schumacher to manage the clock here as we approach the halfway mark of today's contest. If he can maintain his line, unfortunately fading just across the face of the uprights. 3 from 4 for Schumacher today. We'll keep the score at 26-7 as the clock ticks over the 40-minute mark. Ethan Van Tonder will get us restarted here for the Lopes. High ball deep into Cal territory. Fumbled by Freeman, but gathered by Thomasine. Carried into the tackle by Alex Brundage. Thomasine says that's enough of that for the first half action. Gather the ball at the ruck there. Send the ball into touch. We're 26-7 at the halfway mark. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with second half action here at Witter Rugby Field in Berkeley. Welcome back, rugby fans. It's a wet February afternoon here in Berkeley. Second half action at Witter Rugby Field. The Bears playing host to Grand Canyon University Lopes. 26-7 in favor of the Bears as we begin second half action. No changes for either side from what we can see. As fly half Ethan Van Tonder tightens up his boots, looking to kick this second half off. Been shaping for a left-hand kick most of the afternoon and does so again here to restart action. Gathered well by the Bears. Max Schumacher looking to find some space. Luke Neely, the Grand Canyon fullback, does so, finds his halfback Van Tonder, kicking to his opposite number, Nate Salter. Strong run from Grand Canyon here as they approach Bears' half of play. Well resourced and well rucked by Cal. Looks to be a counter ruck turnover by Cal from the Bears. Thomasine looking to work the short side, but through some hands in these wet conditions. Although it looks like holding on from Grand Canyon at the tackle. So a penalty awarded to Cal. Salter looking to put a deep ball into the attacking half of the field. Bears line out about 10 meters out from the 22. With Matt Vranish with the throw-in. Attacking options from the forward pack in the midfield for the Bears as Thomasine finds Salter, struggles to gather the ball. Hacked through by Grand Canyon. Cal finding some space from Will Shanklin, tackled right at halfway. Thomasine into his second rower, Tom Dixon. And it looks to be an infringement on behalf of the Bears. And we'll see what Grand Canyon opts to do. Likely looking to gain some territory with a kick deep into the attacking zone of the field. Van Tonder struggling to find touch in his last few attempts. Does so again as Max Schumacher beats his first defender and second. Tackled well on the 10-meter line by the Grand Canyon lock, Caleb Price. Salter out to his center, Shanklin, through the hands into Rand Santos. Finding Max Clark down the left touch line, putting a ball in behind the Grand Canyon defense. Van Tonder well to gather the ball. Quick line speed from Cal. Strong tackle. Continuing to put the Lopes under pressure as Jesse Emerson attempts to clean things up. Tucker Trickey opting for a box kick. Salter testing the Grand Canyon chase. All pretty loose right now as Michael Puckett tidies things up for the Bears. Thomasine to Luke Freeman. Looking for an offload, but instead opts to carry into the tackle. Finds his way to the gain line. Thomasine now to Salter. Salter looking to find space behind. Read well by Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon with an off-your-feet penalty here. Have to maintain your feet if you're going to contest the ruck. With co-captain Max Schumacher shaping towards a kick deep into the Grand Canyon half here, setting up a lineup for the Bears. A good kick from Schumacher with Vranish ready for the throw-in. The junior from De La Salle doing well today with his throws. Finds his fellow De La Salle grad Luke Freeman at the line of touch. Options left and right for Bears with a strong carry into midfield. Lots of space on the right-hand side if the Bears can capitalize, numbers and space, although they opt to pick left. Thomasine now moving the ball through the hands to the right through Salter. Bears right up against the right-hand touch line, maybe 3 meters out from the try line. Opting to use the forward pack to advance the ball. They're right on the try line now. They'll continue to work and probe the areas around the ruck. Looks to be over. Try signaled from referee Steve Finaroli. We'll get a number on that. There's a try for the Bears from captain Nate Zylstra, the senior out of Sydney, Australia, notching his 3rd try of the season and his first today. Bears making some substitutions. Looks like Keelan O'Connell will be replacing fly half Nate Salter. His afternoon is done. A good afternoon from Salter. Looking for opportunities to play running rugby despite the conditions. Good strike from Schumacher, unfortunately drifting just right of the uprights to keep the score 31-7 for the Bears. About 7 minutes into this first half. Rain resuming here in Strawberry Canyon. Van Tonder with the restart. A high ball, a deep ball just beyond the 22. Gobbled well by Max Schumacher. Carrying just over the 22 line. Thomasine moving the ball left to his second rower, Matt Dodd. Thomasine now to O'Connell, his first touch of the ball. Good hands from Rand Santos. finding his winger Max Clark, who opts to put the ball on his foot behind Grand Canyon. Luke Neely gathers the ball and returns with interest. Schumacher fumbling the reception, and a knock-on signaled by the referee. Scrum center here for Grand Canyon. Good opportunity for the Lopes. Difficult part of the field to defend as a center scrum. Attacking options left and right. We'll see where the Lopes opt to try their hand. Van Tonder and Neely shaping left. Free kick for Grand Canyon, although they didn't take the ball through the mark, which the law requires. Tucker Tricky looking to go early. Tricky going with a quick tap and feeding his hooker Reese Prefontaine. A strong tackle from the Bears. Tricky now to Van Tonder, who again puts the ball behind the Cal defense. A messy ball gathered by Max Schumacher, but does well. Caleb Thomasine again going himself. Good counter ruck from Grand Canyon. Bears look to have turned it over. And now stripped from Grand Canyon by the Bears. High tackle signaled by the referee. Lucky turn of events for the Bears under a significant amount of pressure there, especially from that counter ruck. Schumacher will slow things down here. Get their feet underneath them. Look to put a deep kick, clear their lines, and take a bit of pressure off. Failing to find touch is Schumacher. Van Tonder probing with a kick to the right side of the field. Max Clark trying to find some way around his defense and does so. Offload to a strong run from Matt Vranish, who maintains his feet, carrying the ball right over the 10-meter line. Thomasine into Freeman. Freeman beats the defense. One more to go here for Freeman. Some fancy footwork from the blindside flanker. Finds his way over the try line. Turned over at the tackle, it seems, in the try zone. We'll see what the referee is shaping for here. Perhaps a knock-on in the try zone from Freeman. Unclear what the ruling is. Looking to confer with some of his ARs. Bears making some changes as well. Looks to be a replacement second rower for the Bears. I think that was Matt Dodd that came off. The replacement second rower getting straight into a scrum here for his afternoon. Plenty of blindside space for the Bears. We'll see if they opt to exploit that or use the full complement of backs down the left-hand side. Thomasine shaping left to his replacement fly-off O'Connell. Rand Santos does very well to put the ball through his hands into his co-captain Max Schumacher. Finding his way over the try line for another Bears try. Bringing the score this afternoon 36-7. We'll see if Schumacher is able to convert his own try, pick up two more. Schumacher 3 from 5 today. Doing himself no favors, scoring on the left-hand side of the uprights, the more difficult angle for a left-footed kicker. An inconsistent rainfall today in the Bay Area. Both teams doing well to manage the conditions. An opportunity to tighten up the game plan as Schumacher looks to convert his own try. No such luck from the right upright, bouncing it off. That brings his tally today 3 from 6, keeping the score 36-7, about 27 minutes left in this second half. Fly half Van Tonder looking for instructions. We'll see if he opts for a shorter, higher kick or continues to go deep, and does so. Deep into the 22 from the Bears. Gathered cleanly. Schumacher finds touch, aiming directly at us here in the broadcast booth. Looks to be a replacement hooker for the Lopes. Number 17, Brad Kissinger. From Salina, Texas. Yet another Texan on the field today in Strawberry Canyon. Freeman doing well to steal the ball at the line of touch. Thomasine into his hooker, Vranish. Space right if Thomasine can find it. Instead opting to find O'Connell, who will skip his outside center into Rand Santos. A hard left step. Full speed is Rand Santos. Finding the tri-lone, does very, very well to beat his defender. Sharp hands from the Bears. Sharp step from Santos. For the 7th try today, bringing the score 41-7 in favor of Cal. Good run of play from the Bears. Really good attacking opportunity. Turnover at the line of touch. The one-handed take from Freeman. The missed pass from replacement fly half O'Connell. And Santos does the rest. Santos, the son of Cal legend Rick Santos. A long line of Cal attendees in his family. They'll be proud of his effort today. See if Schumacher's able to add 2 more. Finding some difficulty on the left side of the uprights. Another good strike from Schumacher, but no such luck, keeping his tally 3 of 7 today. And the score remains 41-7 with about 24 minutes left in today's action. Looks like Grand Canyon will be making some changes. Van Tonder again to get things going. Repeatedly opting for that deep kick into the left-hand side. Gathered neatly from Cal. Although a loose offload, Thomasine into O'Connell. Schumacher with a sniping run inside his replacement fly half. Carrying the ball just beyond the 10-meter line. Now Emilio Shea with a strong pick and carry to bring the Bears over the halfway mark. There's Mike Puckett. An infringement from Cal. Right at center field. Looks to be holding on in the tackle. Laws require at the point of tackle you must release the ball. Grand Canyon doing well to contest at the breakdown, earning themselves a penalty. Van Tonder struggling to find touch this afternoon, maybe carving off a little too much, although placing a very well-weighted kick into the right side touchline here. Really good attacking opportunity here for Grand Canyon. About 18 or so meters out from the Cal try line. Replacement hooker Brad Kissinger with the throw-in. Unable to bring the ball down, gathered up by Zylstra. O'Connell with a dusty kick into midfield. Van Tonder unable to gather, knocking the ball on right at halfway. Cal getting away with one there. Scrum midfield for the Bears. Again, difficult scrum to defend. Opportunities left and right for Cal. O'Connell shaping left, Schumacher taking the duties on the right-hand side. First things first, though, Cal will want to have a good platform here and a solid scrum. Thomasine with the put-in. Aguero unable to maintain control, but Freeman does well to tidy things up. And off goes Aguero. Thomasine to Schumacher. Floated over the Grand Canyon defender as Cal works to stay in play. Cal turns the ball over in the tackle. Grand Canyon opting for a box kick. Schumacher with plenty of time to gather. Does well given the slippery ball. Floats a nice big pass to his left into O'Connell. Looking to step his way just over midfield. Although a shepherding call from Schumacher, looking to take a hot line in off of his replacement fly half. Unfortunately running into the defense, resulting in a penalty. Van Tonder with the penalty kick virtually from the exact same spot that he just took it. Punching the ball into Cal territory for a lineout for the Lopes right at the 22. Seastrand on the field now. Replacing, looks to be a replacement for Mike Puckett. Good afternoon from the front rower. His work today is done. Cal again doing well to turn over the ball at the line of touch. Forcing an offload is Cal, right at the 22 in their own end. Ball called backwards, though, by the referee. Thomasine moving the ball into his back line. O'Connell into Aguero. Keeps the ball alive. Off goes Will Shanklin. Space down here the right-hand side. Beats the defender. A no-look pass from Shanklin. Didn't look to need it. It looked like he was through. Some activity here on the Cal sideline as they begin to shape for some replacements. Really good run from Shanklin. An opportunity gone wanting from a skill breakdown. Looks to come up a bit lame from that run. And Cal will be looking to make a replacement in the centers. We'll see who the replacement is. Looks to be Mac Fell, the Australian, replacing Will Shanklin in the centers. Strong performance against Santa Clara, Mac Fell. A number of thunderous runs. Grand Canyon will have their work cut out for him for the remainder of the afternoon. Really, really good scrum from the Bears. Unfortunately gathered by Thomasine. Looks to have stepped out of touch. Grand Canyon under a lot of pressure at scrum time. Rain continuing to fall here in Berkeley. As Tucker tricky for the Lopes. We'll put the ball into the scrum and restart play. Plenty of instability there for that scrum as the referee blows it up and we'll reset. Looks to have a Lope down from that scrum. I think that's replacement front rower Brad Kissinger, the freshman out of Salina. As we'll take a pause here in the action to make sure he's okay. Medical staff from both teams looking after Kissinger. He's up and moving, certainly a good sign. Good opportunity for both teams to recalibrate, realign on the expectations of the game plan given today's conditions. About 17 minutes left to play here in Strawberry Canyon. Cal up 41-7 and playing host to Grand Canyon Lopes. This is the first of 5 games for the Bears. Significant home stretch. Again, hosting Grand Canyon today. They'll see UCLA next weekend, followed by the University of Utah in a fortnight on February 18th. Kissinger looks to be okay. Good sign. And the Lopes will make another change at the front row. Looks to be another replacement hooker. Straight into his work in a scrum. Full arm penalty here from referee Finaroli. Van Tonder will likely be opting to use his boot, kick to touch, relieve some pressure, clear his lines. And does just that, doing well to find touch. A breeze picking up here out of the west this afternoon, adding wind to rain for a blustery afternoon here in Berkeley. Cal turning the ball over at the line of touch via Freeman again. Aguero now with a hard carry right over the 22 for the Bears. Thomasine to O'Connell. O'Connell finds MacFell. Thomasine into his hooker Vranish. Really good defense there from Grand Canyon. O'Connell now into the second rower, Tom Dixon. Does well to maintain his feet. Bit of a sloppy ruck there from the Bears. A number of Bears losing their feet. The infringement being blown up by the referee. And again, Grand Canyon surviving a Cal attacking onslaught. A couple of opportunities left wanting here for the Bears. Skill breakdowns, ill discipline at the tackle contest. A good kick from the scrum half, Tucker Trickey, taking over the touch duties from Ethan Van Tonder. Another opportunity for a clean throw from this replacement hooker for the Lopes. Going to the front pod, doesn't look straight, deemed not so by the referee. So a turnover for the Bears at the line of touch. Full complement of backline here at the scrum for Cal. Shaped to the right side of the scrum. About a 15-meter short side. Referee Finneroli doesn't like what he sees in the shape. And an opportunity to reset. Good performance today from junior Caleb Thomasine. A lot of touches on the ball. As Aguero picks from the base, gets into the midfield. Beats his first tackler. Offloads in the tackle. Finds Luke Freeman. Mac Fell with the strong carry, about 5 meters out for the Bears. Zylstra again, hoping to find some pay dirt. Thomasine into O'Connell. Mac Fell. Gobbled up well by the outside center Lotupulu from Grand Canyon. Tom Dixon now having a turn. Space left and right for the Bears. Really strong carry from Emilio Shea. The Chilean finds pay dirt in the shadow of the goalposts for another try for the Bears, bringing the score with 12 minutes left, 46-7 in favor of Cal. Shea with his first try of the season, doing his co-captain Schumacher a favor here with a conversion dead center. Likely add 2 more. Does so. And now we're 48-7. Schumacher with his 4th conversion on the day. Looks to be some additional changes for Cal in the front row. Shea being the 6th Bear to find the try zone in this afternoon's match. Grand Canyon also looking to make a change with lock Caleb Price coming off. The senior from San Diego, his afternoon is done as Van Tonder gets us restarted. Cal struggles to gather the restart. Strong carry just beyond the 22. We've got a replacement scrum half in as well for the Bears. O'Connell doing his best to direct traffic. It didn't look like he was really expecting that ball, but does well to dump it off to his center, Mac Fell, to find the gain line. Ball lost in the contact. Picked up by Grand Canyon, just over the 22. As they look to probe the areas around the ruck. looking to use Dane Needham. Van Tonder now looking for some space beyond the Cal defense. That looks like Max Clark does well to tidy up things, calling a mark, giving himself the opportunity for a free kick. Relieve some pressure off the Bears and clear his lines. Van Tonder using his foot to gather the ball, move the ball into the midfield, into his center, Jackson Gray. Testing the defense is Gray, tackled right at the 10-meter by Fell. Knock on by Grand. Again, options left and right for the Bears. With a large blind side, maybe an opportunity to exploit some space. Forwards packing down. Done well to be controlled by Aguero. Now O'Connell finding some space behind the Grand Canyon defense. If the ball will kick up for Max Clark, it does. It's an excellent try, a perfectly weighted kick from Keelan O'Connell. A great chase from Max Clark. The winger dotting down in the left touchline, the senior from Sussex, to pick up another try for the Bears. Clark picking up his 4th try of the season, bringing our score 53-7 with a little under 8 minutes left in this second half. It's a perfectly weighted kick from O'Connell, and an educated kick. Identifies some opportunity behind an eager and flat Grand Canyon defense. As the adage goes, a kick is only as good as its chase, and the chase was perfect from Max Clark. The ball sitting up nicely for him. Still work to do, though, certainly. Steps on the gas and finds the touchline, the try zone in the left corner. Probably Schumacher's most difficult kick of the afternoon here, right up against the left-hand touchline. Struggled from these angles today. The wind also not doing him any favors as they attack the west try line. All that being said, he finds his way to tack on 2 more. It's a great kick from Schumacher. Gives himself a fist pump. He'll be very pleased with that. Picking up another 2 points, 55-7. And 5 conversions from Schumacher. A familiar sign, Van Tonder looking to get us going again from the restart. Again, moving the ball left. Gathered cleanly by Schumacher, who looks to return the ball. Tucker Trickey does well to keep the ball in for Grand Canyon. And he'll try and find touch on the left touchline, does so. Referee saying the ball was carried back into the 22. Unfortunately, a miscalculation for the Lopes because it was a good kick. And now the Bears with a very good attacking platform with 5.5 minutes left to play. Cal doing well at the line of touch this afternoon despite the conditions. Freeman featuring prominently. Here's Zylstra with the overthrow, getting in behind the Grand Canyon defense. Freeman carrying, tackled well by Grand Canyon. O'Connell to his center partner, Mac Fell. Cal opting to use their forward pack now. Searching for some space in a Grand Canyon defense. Grand Canyon not releasing at the tackle. Cal choosing to go quickly, finding their way to the 5-meter line, about 2 meters out now for Cal. Likely put the forwards to work here, and do so with, I believe, Tom Dixon for yet another try for Dixon. The hat trick for the second rower out of the Woodlands, Texas. The Woodlands being, of course, a suburb of Houston. That's 3 for Dixon. A strong performance from the junior. Easier angle from Schumacher to add 2 more. Schumacher does so with interest. Had plenty of leg on that. I think he may have kicked it into the football stadium across the street. That's now 62-7 in favor of California. 3.5 minutes left to play as we get closer to the clock showing zeros. We'll see if the field clock matches the referee's watch. The referee, of course, having the ultimate deciding factor as to how much time is left in this contest. Van Tonder will get us restarted. Using his right foot to kick the ball deep left into Cal. Grand Canyon changing things up. Luke Neely with the restart. Kicking the ball to the right-hand side. Cal does well to manage, clear their lines. Freeman again cleaning things up, working his stiff arm against the Grand Canyon center, Lotupulu. Cal using the short side. O'Connell trying to find some space with a grubber, but read well by Grand Canyon. And now the Bears will probe the area around the ruck. Second rower to second rower here. Cal finds the attacking 22, a full complement of backs available on the left-hand side. Slow to restart, though. Finally cleaned up with a hard carry from Emilio Shea. Ball now going to the back line via O'Connell. Under a lot of pressure, hard left-footed step. Cal again using their forward. Santos now to Fell. Fell, the replacement center. Max Clark again in the left-hand side, dotting down the exact same spot as his first try. Slick hands from the Bears there. A number of Bears touching the ball in that cadence and sequence. Max Clark picking up his second try of the afternoon. Notching 5 for the season for the Bears, this 15s campaign. Certainly a number of tries as he featured prominently in the 7s code. The conversion shouldn't be a Schumacher. He handled the first one really well. And now a second opportunity from virtually the exact same spot. Clock shows 60 seconds left in second half action here in Berkeley. Schumacher looking to add 2 more. If successful, that would bring the score to 69-7 in favor of the Bears as the clock continues to work its way to 0. senior out of Jesuit High School up in Sacramento, to pick up his 6th conversion. Another good strike. He likes it. Does so, and it's over. And that's full time from referee Finaroli. 69-7, California over the Grand Canyon Lopes. A number of Bears picking up tries today, but perhaps most impressive, Tom Dixon, the second rower, with a hat trick. And that's it from us today in Berkeley. Bears will continue their home stretch of games the next 4 weekends to face off against UCLA Bruins next weekend, followed by the University of Utah on February 7th in a fortnight. We'll hope to see you all soon.